Hi guys. Hey, welcome back. All right, everybody. So let's jump on into this. We're going to start out with a singles read today. Thanks for everybody's patience with me yesterday. I kind of had to lay low and let my lungs rest so that I can be back in the swing of things. We're going to begin with a singles read because it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So I do singles on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And of course, today's the 7th, meaning to 8. Tomorrow is the 8th, which is the Lionsgate portal. So we're kind of like marching right into some lovely energetic alignment. So that may factor into this. We shall see. So the message to start with says modes, modalities. The modes include 3 motives for every core element and 3 values for every cusp compound. The motives are wisdom, power, and love, mutable, cardinal, and fixed. And the values between are the good, the true, and the beautiful. If we are good, hi guys, nice to see everyone. I'll say hi properly at the end. But I love the fact that we have, if we're going to talk about alignment and the energy surrounding this time frame for whomever our single character may be, if they're really more mindful about why they're doing the things that they're doing, that basically I would look at this as a time for this alignment for a character to really understand themselves. What drives them? What are they after? Why are they doing the things they're doing? So it's just kind of it's a self-awareness message for sure. Now, because this particular timeline, when we talk about the energy of a Lionsgate portal in ancient Egypt, this had to do with the time frame where Sirius, the dog star, would be visible again when it would rise. And that timeline was associated with the flooding of the Nile, which was considered to be a time of great fertility. So the alignment here could be all the best stuff in a character coming to the surface right now, especially with the modes that we just read about. So I did want to get one card for a tip of the hat to the Egyptian culture here. It says development. God's ultimate goal for your life on earth is not comfort, but character development. Um, well, these fit together really nicely, even though they're different decks, different makers. So kind of a nice vibe here. We have a very self-aware character at this moment in time, at this little snapshot in time. And let's go ahead and stick with the Egyptian theme right now. Hi, everybody. So great to see you guys. 3 of Cups. It may be a time frame of, more contemplation about personal development for our single character, but that doesn't mean it's not also a time for connecting. Now, I have to say, if our character is realizing what their motives are and if they're really connecting themselves to, like, asking themselves, okay, what is it that I really want? What is my truth? Why am I doing the things I'm doing? I want to be a really strong version of me. This character, a single character, seems like they're very ready to either not be single anymore or they're very ready to show their most authentic face in any connection that they have. So, as much as this is a time for a personal development, it doesn't mean, okay, I got to go sit by myself in like hermit mode. Watch, we'll get the hermit. No, we didn't. I was going to say, every time I say something like that, then it seems like a card comes out and gives me a little, like, Kate, go sit in the corner. Don't put words out there that aren't in the cards yet. But no, it feels like we have a character who could actually be very ready for having a relationship. Like, this is a single character who's reached a point in their life where they have developed themselves tremendously, and they probably had a rough go of it, because this development card kind of reminds us that, yeah, sometimes, our greatest character development comes from our struggles. So I'm guessing that this single person probably had significant difficulties. They've overcome them and they've become the truest version of themselves, and they may be aware of it, which also means they're very aware that they are ready for connection, community, union. Sometimes I look at this 3 of Cups as like the union between me, myself, and I. Sometimes I also look at it as 2 separate people ready to pour into 1 cup and be in a union or a reunion. So that could factor in. But at this point, we are talking about the Queen of Wands and the 5 of Wands. So I'm going to say that our character here is perhaps a Queen of Wands. Whether it's masculine or feminine is irrelevant, of course, but We've got the double lions down here also. And of course, this is Leo season, right? So strong lion imagery coming in through all of this. But you notice it's a queen with two masculine lions supporting her here. So we have somebody who is thinking a lot, analyzing a lot with that Five of Wands. We have a Queen of Wands that is heavily contemplating relationship. She is heavily contemplating what she wants to attract. Seven of Wands, Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is a single character that is on this precipice. Sometimes I look at the portal energy also as like walking from one room into another, like a threshold vibe. You know, we're going to step from one thing of where we had been, what we had known, and we're going to step into what is next in our lives, kind of like the unknown. This, I would say this factors in. I think that we have a single character who is consciously saying, you know, whatever the past connection was that I had, the past relationship, whomever the old lion was, the old, you know, if there was a match between a divine masculine or feminine, whatever it was, that's over. And I'm genuinely ready to leave that behind. And I'm ready to leave it behind in a very thorough manner, meaning just because a character is single doesn't mean that they aren't still thinking about their past. But this Queen of Wands is analyzing things, saying exactly what it takes to step through the threshold. Like if I'm going to be in my bedroom, but I want to step out into the hallway, I have to successfully exit my bedroom and go into that hallway. And then, you know, it's a corridor that can take me to all different places. If we think about our mentality like that, like rooms, she has to fully leave behind even the memories of somebody from the past. You can be single, be saying, well, I'm ready for somebody new, but I can't stop thinking about the ex. She's realizing she can't do that anymore. This is a break off point. She's not going to leave a door open at all, even for her memories, maybe to float back to the ex. This is a big, like I'm ready to sever the connection with my old lessons because they've been learned. You know, at some point in time, when we graduate, we don't keep going back, even for nostalgia's sake. We don't go back to like, you know, our middle school, right? We're adults now. We don't go visit our old classroom and our old desk anymore because we've progressed in life. We probably don't even think too much about the ins and outs of our, you know, middle school or elementary school life. I think that's about where our character is at. She's ready for union, real union. And she says, well, what that means then is I'm ready to fully disentangle myself from memories of the past to the point where there isn't any leftover, like, hey, maybe the past can still pop back in. Hey, maybe someday we'll still have a nice conversation. This just feels very, you know, we can remodel our house, but it's still the same house, or we can move to a whole different location and really be in a different house. And we don't look for a house that was like our old house. We look for something completely different. That's what she's doing. I'm not just going to remodel my house and I'm not just going to go move to a new house, but I want it to be a lot like my old house. She's doing a whole different thing her whole life. If this is about career, if this is about lovers, if this is about anything, she is ready to break away because her truth is the old me has already gone through what I needed to. And if I want to become the new me and have my future and have my next chapter, I need to let go of everything I've already had. I need fresh in every way. New like this can be scary, but it's not for her. She's really ready for it. We got a King of Swords. This King of Swords is upright, but we do have those battling steer down at the bottom of that card. Hang on, let me look at them because I'm not 100% sure I would call them the new one. Crystal Suzanne, thank you, Angel. You're so sweet. You, Angel, thank you. We see the Strength card here, and we see the Temperance. That's what I was thinking. I should have read this like this was going to be the new person, but something made me pause, and it was mostly the steer, you know, fighting and locking horns down there. I thought I wouldn't picture her choosing a new person who is going to have this attitude where they're kind of stubborn or locking horns. And, I almost feel like the way for her to let go of somebody from the past thoroughly is to just not vilify them, but say, I'm letting them be who they are. I don't want to lock horns with them. I want to let this go. I want to make peace with this, and I have the strength to walk away from this. I really feel like you notice that she's taking the mask off the lion in this, and the lion is all transparent. We can see his bone structure as if it's through an X-ray. But she's ready to take the mask off, not of the ex, but she wants to see who the next partner is. Remember, she's over here ready to welcome in a new lion. But in order to do that, she has to make peace with the past, with the ex and who the ex is, and not call them a villain, because then it's going to kind of keep hurt and pain. And she's putting an end to this. I would say this is the most brilliant thing, because we have a queen who is saying the trick to letting go of your past is not to just say, okay, it's unresolved, it's this, it's that person was no good for me. She's actually saying the trick is to say, you know what? They are a fine person for somebody else, and I wish them all the success. And whatever their choices are in life, if they like locking horns with somebody, if they like the stubborn vibe, if they're more cold, that's okay. That's perfect for them. But I wasn't perfect for them, because I'm the opposite. I'm warm versus cold. And what I'd like to do is make peace with the fact that that's not what I'm looking for. I'm the one not looking for the ex. I didn't lose out on something. I don't have to leave them behind. It's just that I'm looking for something different, something warmer, something that suits me better. I can be completely at peace. Now, who's my next lion? Because I'm ready to unveil this person that will be more like me. She's looking for possibly a Leo or a Sagittarius. You notice the theme of lots of warmth in this, moving away from the cold, moving into the warmth. That might also be part of the internal alignment. She's realizing who she is. She's realizing why somebody from the past is not what she would actually choose, but she doesn't have to vilify the past. That is, I think, the secret key to her letting go of the past. And it's not anything that she has to be sad about. Again, I know it's a single story, but we keep talking about somebody completing, letting go of the past, but it's with this mindfulness, it's with this thoughtfulness. It's not with oh, I need to heal. There's nothing to heal from. She didn't want to choose somebody cold. She wants to choose a lion, somebody warm and cuddly. And she's realizing that's always what she's looked for, but she was looking for it in the wrong person before. So it's okay that other person from her past couldn't fit the bill. It's very different. It's very empowering when you realize it's actually that I wouldn't have chosen them. Now it doesn't hurt anymore. Now it's not, they did this to me. Why couldn't they care about me enough? Why wasn't my ex somebody that could be more supportive? It's like, I was not being critical enough about what it is I'm looking for. They didn't fit the bill. I didn't want what they actually had to offer, but there was nothing wrong with who they are. Sweetheart, good luck. I genuinely want you to be happy. Now, as for me, I'm ready to go pull off a mask of whatever amazing lion is around me, because I think she's aware all of a sudden. Again, let's go back to the analogy of she is leaving behind one room and stepping into another. She is moving from her mindset of the ex and the past, the things she didn't really want to buy anymore or live in anymore, the relationship that doesn't work. Now she's pretty damn clear on what she does want. And I think there's somebody already around her, whether or not she's recognized that. Tell me about that strength card, because that is the critical card here to my eyes. Is definitely moving into a time of warmth. Look at this 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. Whomever the proper character is for her, it's somebody who's going to share that fire, that warmth with her. She doesn't have to be a fire sign. She just is warm, and she wants somebody warm in response. Somebody who I would argue is, so the 9 of Wands can be that wounded warrior card, which can be somebody who's had their own wounds, but they also work toward healing them. That she's not looking for a partner who's perfect. She's looking for somebody who's perfectly imperfect, somebody who matches her. They can have their flaws and stuff also, but she does want a partnership that is going to be much more suited to her. That 10 of Pentacles says, I want this kind of a relationship. I want somebody that I can understand where they're coming from. I think in the past that ex did not show emotion. In fact, I think that was maybe a big argument, is that there was a lot of lack of warmth, lack of connection, lack of explanation. And I think especially if they were hurt about something, I think it was impossible to talk to them. I think that's one of the biggest factors. The thing she's looking for is balance. Remember, with the temperance, the thing she's looking for is warmth. The thing she's looking for is, it's okay. You can have your wounds and scars too, but share them with me so I can get to know you. That's what she's looking for in the next partner. And I think that's exactly what she's going to be finding. Let me change decks real quick and just see. I love seeing the change in all of this. I got Five of Cups in the reverse. No more being left out in the cold. You know, this is again, it's a big reflection on what her experience was in the past. And I think it was always a sense of loneliness, even when she was with that person from the past. And there will be no more of that. We got a perfectly matched King of Wands, somebody that she's going to be able to genuinely understand. So, you know what the big message is in all of this? We have King, Queens, doesn't matter, but we have, we'll say a feminine, because it started out as a Queen of Wands, who has come to a very important realization about first themselves. Who am I? What is it that I want? What matches me? And if we write that down, here's the crux of who I am as a human being, because that's what we began with, the mode, the motivation. Who am I? I know who I am. I know what it is that moves me. I know what it is I want to share. And I know what it is that I would like to have. Now, when we take that list and we compare it to the ex, did the ex check any of those boxes? They did not. This new person will check probably most of those boxes. Nowhere on her list did she say, and I want a perfect person who's super strong and always courageous. No, she wants somebody who actually, especially if they're having wounded energy, that they would share that with her, that she has a shoulder to cry on, and that so does her partner. That is a very important component of this that I don't want to miss out on, because I think we don't usually see usually if we think about like what somebody is envisioning for their great future partner, it's all about like, oh, I want somebody who's honest, and I want somebody who's, makes me laugh, and blah, blah, blah. No, she's way more rudimentary. She's learned enough about life, because remember, this character has done some serious character development in their own life. They have been through hard things in life. They know what it feels like to have somebody who's either too proud or too cold or too unemotional to either open up or to stand side by side during difficult moments. That's a critical component of what she wants, what she thinks will make a relationship really strengthen, is that when we have our problems, we actually lean on each other. She doesn't think life will not have tears, but she wants a partner that will share those moments, their own tears with her, and vice versa. That is really awesome, because she wants a partner who she can trust to be beside her when the chips are down, and not shut down at that point, or not handle emotions with an ice cold detached energy. That's the single most important thing that this queen is looking for, because it's the single most important thing they realized about themselves. I am warm, I am fire, and my ex was ice. That's why it didn't work. And I want somebody else who's warm and fire with me. That's going to go a long way to make a lot less tears in her life, because she'll have somebody that she matches with at a better vibrational level. Doesn't mean the opposites can't work, but in her previous connection, it didn't. And this is one of the fundamental changes that she realizes she's looking for. How does she meet this person? 11D8. Thank you, Angel. You sweetheart. Thank you so much. You're so generous. I said, how does she meet them? I don't get to pick the cards. So this is the Judgment card. This is the Awakening. There could be a shock in store for her, that the person she falls for, they could be the ex who has the ice has melted and they are warm. They could be the King of Swords who has become a King of Wands. That is possible because of this card. However, I said, how will she meet them? And we could also look at it as, because the Judgment card can be about making peace with things, it could simply be that, very symbolically, as she lets go of the ex, it just makes space for this new person in her life. There could also be a religious aspect to this. Maybe she meets them, we see kind of like the white dove flying, toward the white light. Maybe she meets somebody in a spiritual practice or, at church or something. And maybe there's a literal aspect to this. Maybe she meets this person in a public park where there's some pigeons, there's some doves flying around, maybe at a zoo. But we can't escape the idea that we have the Judgment, which is also known as the Awakening in this card, which is why I would lean much more heavily toward this potentially being the ex actually becomes that King of Wands. Their ice melts and they become warm because they've had an awakening, or that there is a spiritual component about how these two meet. I did not expect that. This whole thing has been about the new, and now I'm like, except unless it's the old. Hi, Diana. Thank you, Angel. You're so kind. Thank you so much for your generous donation. We have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. I'm sorry, I said 10 is the 2 of Wands. My apologies. And this 2 of Wands is one of those that they chose to put imagery on it that it belies what our typical 2 of Wands card would look like. Because normally 2 of Wands is, I have a choice. Do I take, this road or that? It's a fork in the road. But instead we see this landscape and we see somebody with their spyglass looking straight ahead to magnify what's in the distance. It's like, sure, we have a huge horizon. We could go anywhere we want, but guess what? We're dialed into one space no matter what. This says there's not even a choice here. There's never been a choice. This has always been full steam ahead. There's not really any alternate path. There's not the, should I do this? When should I do this? How far away is this? This is like, it's incoming during this Lionsgate portal. So all I can say is it's one of two things. Either it is a new person that is entering her life because she is so crystal clear on the kind of person that she wants, or she is crystal clear on the kind of person that she wants and why it didn't work with the ex. And sure enough, the person who comes back around is the ex in that completely different energy. And this is not to say they were wrong, now they're right. But the Awakening card is a beautiful way to say, just because we are one version of ourselves does not mean that we don't want to explore and expand different versions of ourselves. Because let's remember the first two cards. Maybe the ex has gone through something similar. Maybe they have found some truths within themselves. Maybe once upon a time they were an ice cold king and they have decided, the truth of it is, I want to be warm. I don't even enjoy being ice cold. I would rather be fire than ice. I'm thinking of that song. Is it, I want to say it's like Blue King Canyon or something. It says the title of it is Ice and Fire. It's, baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Great song. Somebody fact check me on the title of it, or the artist's name, but I think it's like something about Blue King or Blue King Canyon. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here because it kind of leaves us with a bit of a mystery. Which is it? I can't say for sure, but I'm happy to see that there's a potential for either storyline there. It's a brand new person that she makes space for, or it is the ex who has softened and melted something within themselves. All right, you guys, thank you everybody for being here. I am so delighted to see you. Hi, Delinda. Hi, Angel. Tammy Andrews. Thank you again so much. Diana, 11D8. Crystal Suzanne. Thank you, guys. Sahara Thapa, great to see you. You sweetheart. That's a beautiful sentiment to share. Poetic Justice, great to see you, honey. Hey, Beacon of White Light. You sweetheart. I'm so honored that your sister is here also. Give a shout out to your sis for me wherever she is right now. Hey, Darren. Nice to catch you. Shout out to you in London, mate. Shital S. Devi. Hi. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, oh, I've never been to Key West, but I've seen pictures. It looks so amazing. I'm so glad you took a little vacay. You deserve it. Hey, Victoria. Thank you, honey. Thank you, sweetie. Hey, Sherry Lee. Shout out to you in Colorado. Penny, nice to catch you, hun. Hey, Ruth. Bria, hi. JPV, you sweetheart. I'm at the end of the month. The very, very end. Hi, 1188. Thank you, hun. Rosie Burleson, thank you, sweetie. Yeah, you guys, I'll be posting a little comment here in this channel and in my other one, Tarot Dog, to let you guys know that it is my birth month, and so I like to do some celebrations. I like to do some giveaways, so keep your notification bells on for that. It'll be at some point in time this month. I'm not setting a date for my two channels yet because it'll be, it kind of has to flow. It kind of has to some things are changeable. And so I don't want to pre-commit to a date in the future too far in advance unless I'm sure I can make it happen. So I tend to not nail down anything unless the date is approaching a little. So, but just to give you guys a little bit of fair warning that this month will be going live on both channels. And members, you guys know that we're doing something special tomorrow. So that'll happen for the 8th. So I'll see all of my members in the member corner tomorrow. RS, so good to see you, hon. Hi, Violet. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, tomorrow is a fun day. Empress Energy, Natalie D, Anna Foyle, Gemini K Divine Feminine. Good morning, honey. Hi, Lisa. So good to catch you. All right, you guys, I will see you. We're going to start getting caught up on some of the zodiacs that we missed out on the last 2 days. Tammy Andrews, I'm the 30th. You're really close to me. You're the 27th. Happy almost birthday, my dear. John Schultz, so great to see you. Thank you for the bouquet, you sweetie. NVS, good to see you. Thank you. Hey, Real Dragon, thank you. Yes, happy birthday to all the Leos out there. Angel, good point. Yeah, this is Leo season. I'm not a Leo. I'm actually a Virgo. Like a double Virgo, and I have Virgo all over my chart. And it's so funny because my North Node is Leo, and I have never thought that I fit into the Virgo category. And then that's why I'm more intrigued by North Nodes, even though some people say they're just, imaginary points on the moon. It doesn't mean anything, but the North Node is supposed to be kind of like the direction that we're headed in this lifetime, and the South Node is the opposing, zodiac sign. And so, like, past life would have been Aquarius energy for me, and so my supposed journey in this life is to become more Leo-esque. And I always thought that was more interesting. I personally am not an astrologer, and I don't set my life according to zodiacs. Like I say, I don't feel, even though I should feel like some big Virgo if it was all precise. I don't, most of the time I don't really feel like a Virgo. So actually I resonate more, or I'm more intrigued by Leo vibes. But that's just me. I mean, I think we're all such a blend of traits, and I think throughout life, maybe the more we learn, the more we grow, the more there's different scenarios that we morph into. And then if we were going to look at like precession and kind of like the movement of the entire solar system, probably most of us aren't the zodiacs that we think we are. And then if we factor in that Ophiuchus is technically maybe something that should have been part of the zodiacal calendar, there's a lot of, I think, from my limited knowledge, I just don't subscribe to any precise viewpoint on like, oh, this is my zodiac, so this is why I am this way. I've never believed that myself. I just find it interesting and thought-provoking, and so that's how I view it. But that is not to challenge anybody who says, oh no, this birth chart and everything is absolutely a direct science. I mean, that's, what do I know? I don't know anything. I only know I'm a little softer around the edges when it comes to I could see there's a lot of different viewpoints to consider. So anyway, that's just how I look at things. Love to hate you, sweetheart. John Schultz. High five, Virgo baby. Oh, and Tammy, that's awesome. Your south node is Leo. That's so cool. And Angel, your north node is Cancer. I do the Cancerian videos, which I owe them one. They should have gotten one yesterday, but I do the Cancerian videos on Tarot Dog. Just if you're ever wondering, I don't just ignore my Cancerians. I moved them over to Tarot Dog because they were getting swallowed up on this channel, and they wouldn't get notifications, and I didn't have very many Cancerian watchers, and so to give them more of like a fair chance and to be able to be seen, I moved them to Tarot Dog. So if you're ever wondering, Angel, if you're looking for Cancerian videos, they're on Tarot Dog, and I put those out typically every Tuesday and Saturday, but yesterday I had to lay low and just let my lungs rest. So anyway, you guys, sorry, I don't know why I'm explaining all this. It's, especially about my thoughts about my own sign. Who cares, right? But it's really fun to be here with everybody, and I do love all of the. Obviously, I love it, or I wouldn't do this. But I love the concept of all the zodiacs and the signs, and particularly though I'm more drawn toward the storytelling aspect and the zodiacal stories and all those things, because humans have been doing this for as long as since we've looked up at the night sky. So it's kind of a tip of the hat to our ancestors in my mind to be a storyteller. All right, you guys, really good to see you. Sandy Nesta, I love it. Tammy, you sweetheart. I love hanging out with you too, especially when I've been away for a little bit. Dwayne, you were fashionably on time, my dear. You're perfect. Hi, Jenizen. That's awesome. All right, you guys, lots of love. Bye for right now. I'll see you guys in some of the zodiacs today and tonight. Bye.